one. I guess so. Gosh, you know, some people don't get. I watched the little Fenn Fenn treasure hunter little chat thing there and all that, and you know, most everybody's okay, but he just oh no, we can't listen to Bill Gorman because you know, Bill Gorman's just seeing things. You know what? I'll show you who confirmed my discovery, and it's not just rocks, and I'm not just seeing shapes in rock, and he's not a psychologist, okay? This guy here, okay? Looked up that stuff, okay? This is the guy that looked at my pictures and was very impressed with them. He said, "Oh yes. Oh, nice, nice. Excellent, excellent. Nice, nice, nice," was his response to it. He's got a PhD in anthropology and geology. Now, Thomas, shut the fuck up. You know, really. I gotta put on my glasses so I can read your comments. Yeah, Thomas got his head in his butt. I mean, you know, and he has to be, you know, it's derogatory when you're telling somebody, "Hey, it's just your imagination. You're psycho." You know, I take offense to that. And Thomas, you know, I didn't mean to rant, but you know, when somebody's an asshole to you, I gotta be that way back to him. It's just appropriate, you know. You start respecting me, and I'll start respecting you. Is the deal? Because you know. So far, they just fling poop at me. They just throw poop at me. Oh, throw him out with the poop, you know. But I went to a real anthropologist. I took it to and I showed it to him. I'm not imagining things. You people have no imagination. Is the thing. Like my pen. That's that one's. I got the other one here, but I got two because I was going to give one to Forrest. So one of them is going to go to Forrest, and I got to mail it to him. I just sent him some posters. Well, next time I get some posters, I'll send it to him. I'll send him each of my posters I make. But I still got the big Anubis one. It's got a flaw in it. You know, there's there's a line I didn't want in there. So I worked a line out because it was the Anubis poster is art that I made and art from the rocks combined together. But and the other people, I see the color. I've explained over and over again that a lot of these pictures are raw pictures. There's no Photoshop done to them. I'll open up. I don't know if I'm streaming good, but I got on my screen a raw picture that nothing's been done to yet. There's a raw picture with nothing done to it, right? But you can see all the figures still are there. And see, this is a head right here. There's one eye. But the one eye is elephant. There's a trunk coming down around. When there's like that. Pixely. Okay, yeah, so that ain't going to work. If it's pixelated, it ain't going to work. Variety. I'm up in the mountains, and so this is what you get. You know, otherwise you get. I uploaded a video that I did right outside here, and when I was out there sitting on this, I'm sitting on a rock in front of the totem. It's a flat rock. It seems like it's a real light rock though. It's kind of volcanic ashy rock, kind of crumbly. The one I was sitting on. But the wind came up, and that thing was, I mean, it was like I was having a 4.0 earthquake. 4.0, you can barely feel them. Yeah, a 5.0, you feel those suckers. Once they're up over 4.5, 5, you start feeling them. But when you see people talking about a 2.0 earthquake or a 3.0 earthquake, you don't feel those. Like say you got a concrete wall and you drop it, it might make a point point oh five or something earthquake, but and it wouldn't be felt more than so far away, it'd only be felt very local. Sometimes explosions register as earthquakes, but yeah, I went to a professor of anthropology, a PhD in anthropology and biology, who's dated the mammoth in San Diego to 130,000 years. That professor is the professor I went to, and he loved my pictures. And so does Forrest loves my pictures too. My art is made of my pictures, and Forrest backs up he if he was still in the art business, he'd be my art agent. I would all I do is oh boy, because that's a hard I could take the pictures, I can create the art, but some people are good at marketing, some are good at art, some are good at other things, and a lot of people are just full of shit. I'm not full of shit though. I'm the only real searcher. You know, you got we got to be politically correct, the politically correct channel, and all that. And my doctor. I see my doctor May 11th. It's 2 months ago. And yeah, we'll put it. Yeah, I'm supposed to have my thyroid scanned once a year because I got Hashimoto's and had nodules on my thyroid and stuff. And my throat's acting up. And I think my doctor. I'm I'm not going to call and ask my doctor because my doctor said she was going to do it. I'm going to call and ask the VA. I'm going to call the VA in Denver and say, did my doctor put in for this stuff? And if it's no, then I'm going to say, I want a different doctor. you know. Um, but yeah, I left a Anubis coin up there, um, up at the up where I searched yesterday. It's underneath. I did a little cartoon of the guy with the fishing pole, and I did another cartoon today. Guy with the fishing pole. Where is he? He is. Okay. See the on once upon a while. Here's the guy holding here's the fishing pole. Here's this guy holding it. That's from a picture of a rock. I mean, sure, yeah, this is after the art program, but the art program colors what it sees. And you can see the other face right here. Like if this was a cigar, I'm putting it in his mouth, you know. And there's an omega here. See that omega right there, that dark omega, and there's figures up above. But the colors are from increasing saturation. These rocks were colored, and the color is faded so much when you turn saturation up, the colors come out. And I don't know, that's guy fish, and it looks like to me. So this is like the third guy fish. Well, he's actually the first one. I found this last year. I think I know approximately where he is, but I got to review my pictures to see exactly where he is. Like that. Put my logo in the lid. Kind of made it a ball and put it in the lid. And it's a transparent PNG file I made. Did the same with the picture of me in forest. And that's called doffing your hat, isn't it? Yeah. So, yeah, that's a little cartoon I made today. Yeah. Dang, that's the fishing pole guy again. The and where I think this one is, it's a fairly simple kind of ramp getting up there, and there's nothing really tricky getting there. But it's not where people go. It's off the beaten path. Um, it's one of the ramps I figured. No, no, no. Well, the call. No, you said I was imagining it. You said I was imagining it. I went to a university professor who confirmed what I had found, and he's going to be bringing his students up to look at it. So, if it's not hidden, eventually it'll be found. It might be found by a college student doing some university research. When you imply that I'm just imagining shapes and rocks, you're implying that I'm psycho, and I take that as a personal insult, and I don't care for people who insult me too much. If I just hold up the mirror and flash all that shit back on them, you know. Yeah, I've got too much. This is a professor that confirmed my what I found. I brought it to him and gave him a slideshow of the temples, the mammoth figures, the human figures, Anubis, Enki, and all of that, and he was very impressed with it. So it's time to stop the bullshit hate coming at me, you know. And this isn't Apache petroglyphs or this is Clovis. This is people don't know it's 6 times older than these Apache and Navajo and all those petroglyphs. It's 6 times old. This is ancient because of the mammoth figures everywhere. There's as many mammoth figures as human figures, and that makes it from the end of the Ice Age, where warm. Okay, there was an ice cap over the Rocky Mountains. Okay, it melted 13,000 years ago. So if you go back in time to where there's no warm waters, it's all ice. It's a trip back in time. And they took the mammoth. The canoes only going so far. They took and they unloaded the canoes, loaded everything on the mammoth, rode over the mountain to the river on the other side, and took everything off and put it in the river and continued on. But they went both directions. That's how it's similar to Lewis and Clark. It was about crossing the continent, crossing the continental divide, which is going over the hill, an omega. From one rainbow end of the rainbow to the other. He says before the poem that'll lead to the end of his rainbow and the treasure. And what's the best way to find the end of his rainbow is to start at the beginning of his rainbow. The beginning of his rainbow is where warm waters halt. And people just don't get it. You know, oh, Bill Gorman's nuts still. He's nuts. He got a university an accredited university professor who's recognized for a 13,000-year-old mammoth, or no, it's 130,000 years old mammoth that he dated in San Diego with human tools. Okay, so there's another thing. You people aren't up on current archaeology news. All your archaeology ends with the Navajos and the Utes, and you don't even know what a Clovis person is. According to the Utes, they were white men with beards, like Moses. Moses is a recycled guy from before Moses, and he's up here. It wasn't part in the Red Sea is a story, because these stories repeat over. History repeats itself over and over again. This is like the They seen the people, these Democrats, right? And they're protesting Trump and so, and they got us democratic socialists. That's Hitler was a democratic socialist. Did you know that? He was. That's what the Nazis were, democratic socialists. Oh, that's what. Yeah. Okay, Jack. I know what he wants. He wants water. Or does he want to go out? He wants water. There you go. He got water. Now, that wasn't what he wanted, probably. So he's probably going to keep... Nope, he's drinking. He's going to get drinking and he's going to bother me again. I want to go outside. But I don't let him outside after dark here. There's mountain lions. Coyotes come around. He's been outside with coyotes before and hadn't... They don't come. They keep on going on by, and he doesn't follow them. So he knows they're not good guys. That's one of the art things I did. And a lot of the stuff that's there, you don't really see it when you're right there. You take a picture of it, and you get home, and you shrink. You zoom way out. You zoom way in. You bring out the colors and stuff is there. I got the one scene on the cover of my was there were guys on a mammoth, and they were hunting buffalo, riding the mammoth, hunting buffalo. Maybe some of these arrowheads that they've found, and there was a mammoth carcass there too, was maybe because the buffalo killed the mammoth, and so it was an incidental. They lost their mammoth, but their mammoth was that's like taking your new truck out and shooting it. You don't want to kill that. A workhorse, hell, that's 40 workhorses in one. They love their mammoths, and all this to change history. It's so bizarre. Nobody believes it. Nobody believed Fenn either. But I went to the right anthropologist, and I think I sent Forrest his name, but I think Forrest is just done. He's handing it over to somebody else. I think the whole treasure hunt was to discover these ruins, these ancient ruins. And he says, ring the bell loudly, tell the world about it. So, while you're trying to tell the world about it, the world's throwing poop at you, like some of the other treasure hunters. I got a lot more respect from archaeology people and all in the profession of archaeology now and art. I got people in those areas liking my stuff, and the people in the treasure hunting world are they're lost in the idea of what it's all about. Um, because it's his first thing he found was his arrowhead. He loved it. He loved it. He still has it. Then he was collecting string and he made a big ball of string he couldn't get out his door. The ball of string relates to the Olmec heads that are around. There's Olmec like heads here. Um, Not as perfectly round, but they're heads. And even when I'm looking and there's rocks sticking out of the ground, and it's like a row of rocks, it's like, that's his torso, his butt, his legs, his feet, his head over here. And it's all, it's just rocks laying on the ground. And there's bodies like laying on the ground, and it looks like a cemetery. But there's nobody buried there. They're memorials to it's the pre-Egyptian stuff. Before, when they were learning to carve rocks and stuff before Egypt. The one, my Clovis Man poster is a rock that I think was recently exposed, and that's why the art is still there. It's nope, right here in my fridge. And you see, can you see the elephant? Can you see the elephant? You see the elephant? Okay. And it's a face too. Oh, I gotta get the reflection down. Go from above. So, yeah, this is an elephant trunk curling around down here, going up. But this is also a face, human face. See, that's why I was wondering why these figures have one eye, because it's the profile of an elephant. You see the elephant? It's probably digitized or pixelated, but it's actually like two elephants, and two elephants is two omegas. So, and the Moses part in the Rocky Mountains is standing right there in between two giant 200, 250 foot, 200, I don't know, they're up there, 250 foot like mammoths. And Moses is there in the crack of the mountains, part in the mountains. And it's the part in the mountains where they came up the river and crossed over with their mammoths. It was the shortest route over the mountains. Sheep herder and leader alpha. There's a deer. Yeah, they would be Alamosa. You talking about the college? Yeah, I heard lots of great things about that place. Yeah, they go out to the Fort Massachusetts, and they say they found lots of Clovis stuff out there. And Fort Massachusetts say, oh yeah, the cavalry came in. I guess there was still some problem with the marauding Indians, and they put a fort up on the base of Fort Garland, and it didn't get as much traffic. He said nobody came, nobody come to fight. So they moved it down into Fort Garland. That's where Fort Garland came from. It was the replacement for Fort Massachusetts. Because they thought being up on the hill they'd have a view, but I mean it's just flat forever. We got a view, yeah, but I can't see them 30 miles away over there. Yeah, and then you know what? Oh, there's one thing stop. Okay. There's one thing when I go treasure hunting, when I get in the car, there's one song I like to put on before I go treasure hunting. Is this one? Is it coming on? Yeah, it's gonna come on. Oh. So I think I'll be in my video because I'll just start babbling unless we got some questions. Yeah, the college in Alamosa. Yep. Yep. They called him out, and he worked that mammoth that they found. They're digging. You know, they were excavating for the Museum of Natural History in San Diego, and found this mammoth. Way up high. I thought they were building the museum. Yeah, they never thought of the big bad wolf. They were always saying it's a big brown grizzly bear. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? That's what I got. Drops horrible chimney top, that's where you find me somewhere on the rainbow. See if that stands up. Stand up. Oh well. That won't stand up. I don't have my little tripod thing here. I don't know where it is. There we go. See? Who's afraid of a big bad wolf? Yeah. No place for the meek, huh? Oh no, it's dated. It's dated to 130,000 years old with human tools. 130,000 years. I'll show you. Where is it? Where is this? 92. That's when they found it. And 20, there it is. Oh, well, we'll have to use the phone to zoom in on that. $130,000 years ago. Yeah. So, yeah, it's old. Yeah, after my first year searching up here, I went to the trading post in Fort Garland, and they had these tails. They're like $15. So I got one for each of my grandkids. For the little animals. Yeah. So they each got a tail. and the girls got like foxtails, and the boy, you got a coyote tail, right? So Yeah, Jack, what do you want? Huh? Well, buddy, you gonna be here too? Huh, Jack, what you doing, huh? Oh, my buddies, huh? Yeah, we're buddies, huh, Jack? uh, yeah, I did that little video earlier, went down the hill here and recorded that. And it was like calm, you know? And then once I got out there on the rock, the wind, like the gods knew I was there, you know, and the wind started and the rock started shaking. And I was like, oh man, it's like in the movies. Zeus is going to pop out of the rocks. Yeah. I was afraid that, and I looked at the rock and said, yeah, I guess it could slide out from under me or something. But I didn't like the way it was jiggling around because, you know, and then my hat blew off and I had to go get it. But where I was, and I repeat it again, this chapter about teachers with ropes. Some maybe Randy and some other searchers that have fallen might have benefited because he was teaching the kids to don't touch, don't damage. He doesn't want you to, if you find the sculptures, he says you don't have to break anything to get to it. Don't damage it, touch it, but don't damage it and break it, you know? And it's about a lesson. If you're in a dangerous place, use a freaking rope. I got one of the really nice climbers. They're like, this ain't a real one, but the climber one, you know. I found one where in my intro video where I'm reaching into that waterfall and all that. I found one there. It was a climber's. Yeah. Oh, it's buffering you, buffering me too. They like they like called Comcast and had Comcast hook up a home internet service at their tower, and so all of the customers are going on that one Comcast connection, you know. But yeah, this is the one I found. That's a good one. Take it off the thing. And yeah, I think I mentioned I had to take my trash out because I was smelling it. But it takes me about a week to fill up the bag. And when I got the new bag out today, who's the air freshener? Where'd the air freshener come from? It's on the bag. When you unroll the garbage bag's got air freshener on them. Yeah, so see this thing, you want to have a professional climbing equipment, you know, and I anchored myself. I have a rope test, a 300-pound rope, and I tie it around a tree, and I got this. The rope goes around me, and it comes through this both ways and goes around me, and so I always have tension on the uphill side of me, you know. So I let it slide through it. You gotta find something. I gotta do some other way, or I don't know. And that's the other reason he says bring gloves. If you're using a rope, yeah, you don't want to get rope burn. So, you want to use your rope and have gloves too. I can always find 4 left gloves. Oh, low battery, my ass. This phone. That's why I'm inside too, because the thing wasn't. I swear they tell the phone to not charge fast, and oh, how can we interrupt and slow down their data and piss people off more? Phone companies, they're terrible. I we have all this great technology and they won't let you use it. They put the towers in a bad place. I was a microwave engineer. And I designed microwave systems go cross country long distance for Sprint. And, and and these guys that put these cell towers up, they must have had their head in their butt some of the places they put them. They don't study the other terrain or where it can reach, you know. Uh, I had to fix problems engineers did where they put two microwave in Arizona, and they said, well, there's a problem with this system. Yeah, there's a mesa in between your antennas. You can't put you can't have a mesa in between your antennas. That's what engineering's about. But I think I'm done. What was that about? Here we go. Okay. Oh, come on. Well, I know I had that song on my computer, but I didn't find it. Um, I was going to play the song Searching, 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 Searching. I think it's actually on my Wi-Fi. Yeah. Here. Let's see. I'm about 9. It's about 12. Yeah, my tower is about 3,000 feet up there, higher than where I am. It's up on top of the mountain. No, that thing's about up near 13. But from there, you can see the hat. You can see the hat from that microwave tower, from that cell tower. You can see the hat. Yeah, it's a good carabiner. I found this at the bottom of the waterfall at the end of the Rainbow Falls. you know, yeah, it's a heavy duty. And so after it's clipped on, you roll this up and it won't come undone. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the program that does that. They got a message from the company with the program that does the art stuff I have that it had an error, so I let them know there was an error. Don't know why. Oh, and then so you can only process like 2 of these high resolution images an hour per hour, and I put in 2 of them, and one of them it came back error. Sorry, we couldn't complete that task, and so I said, okay, well, that can't count then. So I went to do another one, and it said I had hit my limit. I said, what do you mean? That one didn't even go. So I'm going to end because my battery's going dead on my phone, and I won't have any internet at all if I don't turn it off or get off and turn the screen off and all that, save power. See ya.